Hey guys, I'm coming from behind the scenes today to just show you what I felt like cooking today. I really just wanted some vegetarian spaghetti bake, and this is the first things that I'm going to start with. It's going to be our onions, our green peppers, and our red pepper. The red pepper adds the sweetness, and the green adds the sort of bitterness, and of course red onions cannot go wrong. So I'll meet you back when we get ready to throw these into our coconut oil and get them frying. So I've added my oil into my non-stick skillet just so we can caramelize those veggies, and I'm going to go ahead and let this heat up. My water is already boiling in my pot, and let's talk a little bit about the noodles and products I'm going to use while this goes ahead and gets heated. Let's talk about the noodles first. I like to shop at Myers. I don't know if you guys have a Myers where you are, but we do, and my favorite brands come from Myers because they're so excellent. This is a regular noodle that is not organic or natural. The specs on it are pretty much the same as one that is. So the main things I look for in any noodle is, if I can focus there, my noodle to have 0 sodium and 0 cholesterol. Now, as you can tell, in any spaghetti noodle, you're gonna have a ton of carbs. That's just the way it is. Now, the noodle that I'm going to use is not going to be the regular spaghetti noodle. I'm actually going to use this noodle right here, which is a all-natural wheat noodle, and it's by Myers, and it's the angel hair, and all of the specs are the same. It still has your 0 sodium and your 41 grams of carbs, which is quite a bit, but the difference, and 0 sodium, which is very important to me because I like to eat my spaghetti healthy with not a lot of salt. The main thing that I eat these spaghetti for is for the potassium content. As you can see in the wheat, we have 210 milligrams. Sorry if you guys can't see that, my camera's acting wonky. But we have 210 milligrams of potassium, and that is very important in my diet. You can tell that my oil has heated up, and it's quite a bit of oil in here. I didn't mean to put as much, but it's heating up. So what I'm going to do is turn this down a bit, and then I'm going to put all of my lovely veggies in here. Now this is the California style minced garlic by Myers, and I'm going to put a tablespoon of this into our mixture that's over there cooking, just because I want to have that very garlicky flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to add about a nice heaping tablespoon of the garlic right into our veggies there. I'm going to go ahead and give that a nice little whirl. We're just going to caramelize these down to create our flavor naturally. We're going to put seasonings into our food, but not too much. Just let those go ahead and cook down. I have my stove on medium, and I've already placed my noodles into my pot, and they are going to start cooking, and I'll meet you back on the next step. And in fact, let's go ahead and talk about our sauce. So I'm going to be comparing a traditional sauce by Hunt's, and I'll show you the alternative, as you can see from the back here, but we'll turn that around until we're ready. So let's go ahead and look at the specs on this sauce. Now, as you can see, let's look at these ingredients first. So as you can see, it has quite a bit of potassium, 330 milligrams, which is always great. It has quite a bit of sodium, 560 milligrams, and that's per half cup. You got 5 cups in here, so that's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's almost like 3,500 milligrams, almost 4,000 milligrams of salt, which is a lot. The cholesterol is 0, which is always good, 0 saturated fat, etc., etc. And we got 60 calories, not too bad. Okay, that's not the bad part of this sauce. The reason why I don't use this sauce, and we just kind of like have it here, is because, let's see the ingredients. Tomato puree, water, blah, blah, blah. You guys can see that. Here's the problem. We have high fructose corn syrup, which is muy terrible. Then we have corn syrup. As if it wasn't bad enough with the high fructose corn syrup, they came back with even more corn syrup. Soybean oil, which is not good for you. And that's pretty much it. And then, of course, natural flavors. We never know what they mean by natural flavors. It could be MSG, and they hide it under the natural flavor label. That is why this is not going to be my choice of the sauce I've chosen to use is another Myers brand sauce. It is the Myers Organic Tomato Basil Pasta Sauce. And let's go ahead and look at these specs in this sauce. So we have a little bit more fat than the other one. I believe the other one was 1.5. Let's see. Yeah, the other one was like, yeah, 1 gram actually. This one has 2.5, so a little bit more. No trans fat, no cholesterol. It has a little bit of sodium reduction, not much. This one has 560 and this one has 410. So the carbs, we didn't look at the carbs. Over here we have 11 grams on the non-organic. We have quite a bit more on here, 13. And we have a little bit more sugar in this one. So this one is a little bit more sweet, a little bit more fattier. However, let's take a look at the ingredients. If we can find them. Okay, here we go. Let's just swirl up here. We have organic tomato puree, blah, 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 the normal stuff. Well, I don't see anything else in here besides the norm. So we have the tomato puree, the water, the tomato paste, the organic dry diced tomatoes, organic sugar, organic extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, organic basil, organic dehydrated onions, organic garlic, organic paisley flakes, and that is it. Nothing synthetic, no artificial flavors, no MSG, no anything. The cost, this will run you $1.79, which is not bad at all to me. And that one will run you roughly about $85 to $1.05, somewhere in between there. So, not bad, okay? Our noodle. And I did use the angel hair pasta. And also, I boiled my noodles in spring water. I didn't use tap water. I never cook my food in tap water. Now that our noodles have been nice and strained, we're going to go ahead and just pull back all of these vegetables and prepare them for our spaghetti. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to dump that in there just like that. Yep. And what I like to do and what I like to use is my Pampered Chef salad tongs, and I actually come in here and just mix everything in because I feel like you can pick it up and grip the noodle very well. So we're just gonna do that. I cooked my noodles for roughly about, well, I had the water heating for about a good 8 minutes, and I actually let them cook for about 4.5 to 5. I like mine a little al dente. And pour it in here a little at a time because we're going to sit here and we are going to mix, and mix. We're going to get that spaghetti sauce all the way through. And don't forget, we're going to season it just a bit because I want to keep this healthy. So you don't want to put too much salt and stuff like that in here. Our vegetables and our fresh garlic and the cheese that we're going to add, it's going to be enough sodium. So I'm going to continue to do this. Make sure you just keep pouring some in here, and I'll meet you back on the next step. I already seasoned my spaghetti with a little of this California style garlic powder and just a tiny pinch of Lawry's seasoning. Our noodles nice and mixed up. Yep. Looking now, since we are already missing meat, we are going to have to make this cheesy, guys, which is the unhealthy part, which is why I try to keep the spaghetti and stuff as healthy as possible. So what you're going to do is just start pushing this down here, just like that. Layer it all down, kind of like you're making a lasagna stack, but with just spaghetti, or like a spaghetti bake. So I'm going to continue to do this and have this nice and filled at the bottom, and I'll meet you back. Take your cheese. I'm using Meyer shredded. It's not organic, but it is natural. And let's just sprinkle that all in the middle. There, like that. And then you're going to start again layering your spaghetti. I'll meet you back. Now that I have my spaghetti all nice and layered with a nice finish and a nice amount of cheese on top, I'm going to take my huge heavy cranberry dish, and you can purchase this off pamperchef.com. This thing is amazing. You can cook anything in this thing. Anything. So I'm going to put this into the oven at 400 degrees and let this baby cook, and I'll be right back, and we're going to make our own homemade quick garlic bread. So the bread that we'll be using, today is a rustic baguette, and you guessed it, it's by Myers and it's fresh. And I'm just going to cut a small piece and work with, and we're going to place it onto our stone dish. You can see this stone dish is very heavy that I got from Pamper Chef, and it's very seasoned, as you can tell, because we've baked so many pizzas on it. You can even see the streak marks from the pizza. But yeah, it's it is very seasoned, okay guys, and that's the best stone dish you can get, is when it gets broken in and it's nice and seasoned. So what we're going to do is simple. I'll be right back. So I've split my bread using a paring knife, simply because it's easier to work with and it's very sharp. And my big knife I use to slice it down in half. So now I'm letting my butter get a little soft by setting it on top of the stove. I see that it has softened up. I'm just using some regular old butter, and I'm going to put a thin amount on top, and we're going to put some fresh garlic and a little bit of minced garlic, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and take our butter. Hopefully you can see me. I'm a one-woman cameraman today, so just take a little bit, skivvy some off the top. You probably can't see me, I'm out of frame. There we go. It's going to skivvy a little bit off top, and we're just going to strategically place little dollops here and there. You don't want too much butter, because I don't really use butter at all in anything, but every garlic bread that I try to buy from the store has MSG in it, and I just don't want those poisons. So I try to eat as healthy as I can, even though this is not 100% healthy because of all the cheese. It's not good for your heart. But for people who eat vegetarian, I totally rely on cheese. Vegans, when I was doing a vegan thing, I didn't eat cheese, and that was a big no-no because I totally was lacking protein, and my doctor totally did not like that. So that's it for the butter. I will meet you back after I do this next one, and we'll go ahead and put what we need to put on top. So let's just take a little bit of that fresh garlic that we had in that jar earlier. Hopefully you can see me. And yep, there it is. And I'm just going to slightly sprinkle that over that and pull it in onto that bread, just to give it some real freshness, real pop of garlic flavor. And garlic is great for the heart, and it's great for thinning out the blood. So let's just do that and wipe that off there. And I'm going to do this to the other one, and I'm going to take our coarse ground garlic by McCormick, and we're just going to sprinkle some of that on top. I can see, there we go. Don't worry about it getting on the bottom of the pan. That's going to be good for the bottom of the bread. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this into the oven because our spaghetti should be just about getting done. It's only been in for about 6 minutes, and it only has to melt the cheese. So I'll be back. While our food is cooking, this is the perfect time to go ahead and start cleaning up. And no, I don't have no makeup on today, guys, because I am in the house, okay? So yeah, this is the perfect time to go ahead and start putting stuff away, cleaning up, and then you get your plates out and you get your forks and stuff ready, because when you pull that bad boy out, you're going to let it sit for a minute and you're going to be ready. Okay guys, so I've already taken the top off of our spaghetti bake, and here it is, looking all ooey and gooey, and our bread nice and toasty. And that's it, guys. So I'm going to put this on a plate, and we are going to test it out. I will be back, y'all. Let's go ahead and cut us a piece of this spaghetti bake. There it is, ooey gooey. I'm going to put it on here. Y'all know that serving wasn't big enough. That's it, a little bit more. Just enough to pull a straight little square out. There we go. There we go. That's a nice helping. And then I'm going to take a piece of bread and grab me a fork. And I am off, guys. I am getting ready to eat, guys. So that was just me cooking my favorite vegetarian spaghetti bake. Very easy, very simple, and semi-healthy. So stay tuned for another episode coming up really soon. Bye, guys.